The film industry, as we once knew it, is dying fast. The director of the Oscar-nominated film The Brutalist, Brady just recently stated that he made $0 from the film and is currently living paycheck to paycheck. Now, this film is up for 10 nominations at this year's Oscars and has been widely praised. The film's overall budget was $9.6 million. However, The Brutalist has raked in over $31 million. That means that the film grossed over 3 times the actual cost of what it was to make the film. Yet the director is still broke, living paycheck to paycheck, shooting ads in Portugal to be able to make money.
I'm very emotional today because I've been working on it for 7 years.
The question is, how the hell is this possible? What does that mean for the rest of us filmmakers looking to follow that traditional filmmaking route, and how can we make it in the modern era as a filmmaker? The reality is, with the rise of streaming platforms, fewer and fewer people are going to the theaters, leading to lower box office revenues, which causes studios now to struggle to justify mid to low budget films when blockbusters and franchises are the only thing that guarantees to bring audiences to the cinema and an ROI for studios. Now, this ultimately results in having a market dominated by superhero films, sequels, and remakes, and theatrical releases starting to only become reserved for the titans of the industry. You know, the Christopher Nolans, the Martin Scorseses. While original films like The Brutalist and even Anora have way less of a chance of actually getting made. However, these are the films that are being Oscar nominated. Now you see, before streaming, a film had several ways of making money. First, in the theaters, then through DVD sales, then rentals, and finally, a TV licensing deal.
The DVD was a huge part of our business, of our revenue stream. And technology has just made that obsolete. You could afford to not make all of your money when it played in the theater because you knew you had the DVD coming behind the release, and 6 months later you'd get a whole nother chunk. It would be like reopening the movie almost. And when that went away, that changed the type of movies that we could make.
Now, as Matt Damon explains, investing in films has become such a risky investment, and that's why studios are not willing to take risks on films like The Brutalist and Anora. And it becomes very hard for original films to actually get greenlit. Coming back to the question of why is Brady broke? With so much success and money made from the film, how is this possible? Well, the harsh reality is that most filmmakers are powerless. We rely on our passion and our dream to make a film, and what this does is leave us vulnerable to making bad deals, and in order to get the movie made, we'll sign those bad contracts. We'll sign those bad deals because we want so badly to see our film on the big screen. Now, what happened with Brady's situation is that he had an extensive unpaid promotional commitment in his contract that required him to promote the film during the award season, which has limited his opportunities for other paid work. Think about this. He has to go out and promote this movie extensively throughout the entire award season, going on podcasts, going on TV shows, radio shows, anything that he could possibly do to promote the movie, and that leaves him very little time for anything else. And that is his obligation as the director in the film contract. Now, with all this being said, believe it or not, Brady is one of the lucky ones. He might be broke now, but at least he has a piece of work that he could slap on the table to any studio exec and they'll give him a shot to pitch another film because of the notoriety that he got. But guess what? There are tons of other filmmakers that Brady even recognizes that don't get the chance to get that notoriety.
Films don't exist without the filmmakers. Please, let's support them. Let's prop them up.
Now, if an Oscar-nominated filmmaker can barely survive, something is fundamentally wrong. The old model of writing endless scripts, networking, and hoping for studios to greenlight your project is becoming less and less realistic, especially when studios themselves are struggling, when the theaters themselves are struggling to make a profit. Even though all of this sounds extremely grim and cynical, there is a silver lining. For the first time in history, filmmakers can take control. You don't need industry connections to get your work seen by millions of people. Right now, the future belongs to the filmmakers who understand how to build their audience themselves. Social media, in my opinion, isn't just an option anymore. It has become a necessity. You see, a few years ago, before I started my YouTube channel, I was consistently going out and chasing new clients, trying my best to lock in deals that honestly didn't even pay me what I thought I was worth. And now in 2025, with the current social media presence that I have, I can't remember the last time I reached out to a client. Clients reach out to me for my expertise. They understand my style and what I can bring to the table, and they trust me because they've seen my work on social media. They've seen the behind the scenes. They've seen all the different things that I can do. They feel like I'm a collaborator that can come in and really bring value to their project. Whereas before, I had to prove myself. And I know a lot of you don't want to hear this, but the truth is you need to build your social media presence because your audience and your influence is the power. Now, of course, having a strong online presence goes beyond social media. Having a great website is another key component to this. And that's where a website builder like Framer comes in. Framer is an extremely easy to use website builder, but don't take my word for it. Check this out. You guys can choose from one of their already made templates, which gives you a great starting point. Then you can easily click on sections of the page that you want to change. You can change the text, the images, and be up and running in no time. And what's great about Framer is that it's extremely responsive to whatever device that you're viewing it on. Have you ever built a website before and then it looks great on the website, but then you go on your phone and it's completely all wonked out? The cool thing is whatever you build on the desktop version will be extremely responsive even if you pull it up on mobile without you having to spend hours of redesigning the website for a mobile version. Framer, of course, has thousands of templates to choose from, but even if you wanted to start building your website from scratch, you could actually do that on Framer. And right now, you guys can get 25% off your first 3 months using my code down below. And just to let you guys know, yes, Framer is the sponsor of this video, and no, I'm not ashamed of that because they help me make the films that I want to make. Let's get back to the video. You see, a few years back, I pitched my docuseries, Law of the Goat, to major streaming platforms. And to be honest with you, they didn't really care so much about the story or the amazing content that I captured. The only thing that they cared about was celebrity attachment. The moment that Logan Paul's name got brought up in a conversation because he had an affiliation with the gym that I was working with, all of a sudden, all the executives were listening in and they were like, can we get Logan Paul in on this series? Can we talk to him? Can he sign off as an executive producer? Again, let me just back up. This is the conversation that I'm having with Netflix, HBO, Amazon, Hulu, all the major streaming platforms. The second that Logan Paul's name came out of my mouth, boom, they were hooked. And that made a little bell ring in my head. The only real power that you could have is having an audience. Logan Paul has a huge audience. He makes Netflix jump. He makes all the streaming platforms freak out because of who Logan Paul is. Let's take a second and think about that. He's an influencer. He's just an influencer. Yet, he could probably make a movie like that. In my opinion, I think the days of pitching scripts to studios and doing the most that you can to try to plead and beg to get your film made, I think is over. I think with an engaged audience, you could crowdfund, sell digital products, monetize your content, and self-finance your films. And if you guys want proof, I'm literally doing it right now with my film, The Divide. You guys can go on my YouTube channel, see the behind the scenes of how I'm making this movie, and guess what? It's all funded by my YouTube channel. 100% of it. The other benefit of having an audience and a successful YouTube channel is you don't have to be a broke, starving artist. Brands are investing heavily in digital creators, and if you guys build an audience, sponsorship deals can provide consistent income, whether it's through product integrations, affiliate marketing, or brand collaborations, which I do all the time on this channel. I'm not ashamed to say that. These brands that come on and help sponsor my videos so that we all can enjoy the content that you guys learn from, help me make my films. It's such an incredible way of giving power back to filmmakers like you and me. Action! But I think the most important aspect of all of this is being able to have creative control. What's special about Brady is that he's a true artist. He set out to make this film, The Brutalist, and he made something extremely special. Same thing with Sean Baker and Honora and the other films that he's made as an independent filmmaker. You set out to make something and you have full control over it. There's no one telling you what to do, breathing down your neck and changing your film and your vision. In my opinion, in 2025, you want the power, you can have it. All you have to do is learn how to build an audience online. And trust me when I tell you, there is an audience for you. Whoever you are, whatever kind of filmmaker you are, There is an audience for you that wants to see your films being made. And if you guys are interested in learning more about filmmaking in general, me and my team are putting together a course and breaking down every single aspect of how we made this film. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link down below. You guys can check that out. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for stopping in and hanging out. I really value our time together. My name is Alex Zarfati, and I'll see you guys next week.